Shalom and welcome to Hebrew Voices. I'm here today with Masha Van Dort. She is a master's of applied physics from the Technical University of Delft. She's worked as a researcher for the last 25 years in behavioral sciences. And Professor Meir Bar-Ilan of Bar-Ilan University recommended her research on the authorship of the Cochin Hebrew Gospels. He recommended that to me when I interviewed him. And we're going to talk today about her. She has a really important article that's come out, and you could agree with it or disagree with it, but it's in one of the top journals in the world on Jewish studies, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it, the Revue d'études juifs. This is a journal that it's interesting. In Jewish sources, they refer to this in Hebrew as the French journal, and then Jewish Quarterly Review, they refer to as the English journal. Right, like in the 19th century, there were two major journals in Jewish study, and then there was the German journal, Tzedeve. So this is a major thing that goes back, this journal, over 150 years, and for her to have an article in that journal is really an historic thing. So this is something, guys, you have to pay attention to, even if you disagree with it. It is, I'm showing it here on the screen. Her article is called Commissioner Purpose Translators, Copyists and Age of the Hebrew New Testament of Cochin, that's in India, and the Quran of the Library of Congress. And I heard about this. I'm like, okay, this is absolutely fascinating. We have to have this on the program. This is a Hebrew Voices story. So we have this full, complete New Testament in Hebrew that was brought to Cambridge University by this Buchanan fellow. I've been to Cambridge. I've held this in my hands, and now we have a woman who's discovered, according to her article in it's called REJ, Revue d'études juifs, explaining where it comes from. So before we get into it, you're in applied physics and behavioral sciences. How did you get into studying a Hebrew New Testament from India?
Well, yeah. Okay, so how it goes really. So my name is Masha Van Dort, and I have the same last name as one of the translators of the Hebrew New Testament. And actually, what motivates me in my research is that I really am curious about what motivates people, and I do that for innovations. And there's the relation to applied physics, what I'm doing today. But I'm also really curious to what drives people through time and also through cultures. So it was sort of a personal interest that I followed, but it's just in line with what I do. Yeah.
So is he your ancestor, this Van Dort, who translated the Gospels?
No, he's
the New
not.
Testament? He's not. Okay. Is it a coincidence?
No, it's not a coincidence. We share the same last name. So what happened in the Netherlands? A lot of people have a surname starting with Van, which means from, and then you have a city name. So you could be named from Delft. You came from Delft, the city, and I'm from Dort, and which refers to the city of Dordrecht.
So, like the painter, we say in English Van Gogh, but I think you say Van Gogh. So he was from a town called Gogh?
Yeah, probably. Although Gogh is a city in Germany and not in Holland, but yeah, probably. So his ancestors probably came from that.
So, as a behavioral scientist, why did he cut off his ear? You don't have to answer that; it's fine.
Yeah, well, that's a long story.
Let's save that for a different discussion. All right. Yeah. So, Van Dort, you're someone with Leopold Emanuel Jacob Van Dort.
Yeah.
According to your hypothesis here, translated the New Testament or parts of it into Hebrew, and he happens to have the same name as you. But you had told me that somebody contacted you to find out if he was your relative. Is that what got you interested?
Yeah, no. Actually, my father, he retired, and a lot of retirees, or how do you call it? They do like ancestry research.
Oh, okay.
And so basically in the Netherlands there are 4 to 5 families that have the surname Van Dort, and I'm from one of them. And so what I did is I was in innovation management, technical. I made a nice, beautiful website for him. So back before 2000, say. And what happened is that I got a phone call around 2000, actually from Professor Barilan, and he asked me, do I know more about Leopold Immanuel Jacob van Dort? And back in that time, I didn't know, but I searched something, and well, something came popping up. So a couple of years ago, there was a book coming out about him, and so it caught my interest again, and it was actually just before COVID. And I started going into it, and I contacted Professor Mai Barilan again, and also another professor from Copenhagen, that is Hanna Kroman. And so it got rolling. Again, I found quite a lot of, well, actually 300 pages of information, and really a lot of new sources. Because before that,
you also have a book coming out.
yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Wonderful. So we're going to put up a link to that when it comes out, but right now we'll have a link to the article.
Yeah.
Okay. And you told me that they're going to make the article open access at some point, but right now it looks like you have to pay for it. So, but hopefully soon it'll be open access and everyone can read it. All right. So tell us about this. So you looked into this Leopold. He has a long name. Leopold Emmanuel Jacob. I'll just call him Leopold. Leopold Van Dort. And you found out he wasn't your relative, but he has an interesting story. Yeah. So who is he, and how did he come to translate the New Testament or parts of the New Testament into Hebrew?
Yeah, he was the grandson of the first Jewish person who came to Dordrecht. So that's a city in Holland. And his grandfather came from Poland. And of course, we knew there were just about 6 records of Van Dort when I started out. We knew that he was Jewish, but that he had converted. So it was really a puzzle to find out how he linked.
He converted to Christianity, you mean?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And it was really a puzzle to find out where he came from, where he was born. But he was actually born in 1712 in The Hague, and he was the son of a Melamed. And
what?
A Melamed.
Oh, a Melamed. Okay, a teacher.
A Melamed. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he trained as a Chazan, and first he worked in Dordrecht, so in his ancestral city. The Hague is actually was kind of a big place back then. It was the city of our court, so the Prince of Orange, and also the court, because we had a sort of well, it was. I wouldn't say it was a democracy, but it was more than a prince reigning court. We had like a republic actually at that time. Yeah, and
by the way, it's interesting. You said his grandfather came from Poland, and obviously Van Dort is not a Polish name. But Jews in Poland didn't have names at the time. They didn't have surnames. They didn't take the family names until they were forced to by the Russian Empire. The reason they gave them surnames, like my name Gordon, that was something only that came about like in maybe the 1800s, and that was because they wanted to tax them. And if I said I'm Nehemia ben Ruvain, well, there's 12 of those. How do we know which one you are? So to tax you, we need to give you a family name. Yeah. So when he came to it's interesting. He's called Van Dort, but in Poland he didn't have a name, or a surname rather. So he only got it when he
was Salomon Levi.
Oh, okay. So Levi means he's a Levite. So that's not really a surname, but I mean, it became one, later. Yeah.